Right, sorry about that everyone, stream wasn't running. So halfway through Q1, this is the current top 10. Dean is fastest in the Mercedes, Anthony Bauer second, Dan Blackwell third, Patrick is fourth, Sam is fifth for McLaren, good effort from him with that McLaren. Arthur Bowler is sixth, seventh is Jamie Callan, Matt Goodyear is eighth in the Alfa Romeo, Ant Wallington is ninth, and Ollie is 10th. As Arthur Bowler has retired from the session, he clearly feels that he's done enough. So, as we know, Jamie Keats is not going to be part of qualifying. He has got qualifying ban. And for anyone who missed it, the other driver change you need to know about is Chris Harley has quit the Alfa Romeo team and the league, and he's been replaced by Ryan Sturman. And currently Ryan is in 14th place. So not a bad start. But yes, Ryan will be certainly looking to impress in his first race weekend. Patrick has also retired from this session. He obviously feels he's done enough as well. He's in 4th place in the Renault. Another strong performance. He got it 3rd on the grid in Germany. And then finished an excellent 2nd. This is Scott Larvin on his first flying lap. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer there. There's turn 5. Don't touch the curb around the inside there. You will spin out. So the Toro Rosso coming through this middle part, very twisty section as they come down to turn 12. As Ant Wallington's also retired from the session, he feels he's done enough. He's 9th at the moment on 17.9 as Scott Larvin comes round the final corner and he moves up to 14th place. So he just scrapes into the top 15. Don't forget, we're going to lose the bottom 5. Jamie Keats has got that qualifying ban, so he won't be taking part. Anyways, we've got the bottom 4 in this session, the 4 slowest. At the moment, that's Joe Newman in the Toro Rosso, Andrew in the Williams, Gareth Lambourne in the Haas, and Gregor Telford in the McLaren. He's just started another lap, so here is Gregor coming down the straight into turn 1. See if I can ride on board with him. No, he's gone off the track, so he's abandoned the lap. So I was going to run on board with him, but I won't. Let's have a look. Here is Joe Newman. See if I can get some of the full lap. Let's see how Joe gets on. He is currently 16th. He's in the drop zone. And he's backed out of this lap as well, so I think he's made a mistake somewhere at the beginning of the lap. So I'll try and get a full on-board lap with Joe as he starts his next flying lap. Here we go. This is the long last final corner here onto the pit straight. DRS open to DRS zones here. Down about 195 miles an hour, then hard on the brakes down into second gear, 50 on the apex. Second DRS zone immediately to come out the corner. One over to the right hand side, and this is very, very tricky here. get the brake right and the turning. It's quite a late apex there for turn 2. Turn 3, easy flat out these days, climb the hill, up to about 185 miles an hour into turn 4. Flick down a couple of gears, 135 on the apex, over to the left hand side of turn 5. Avoid the curve on the right hand side. You will spin on that curve. Up a couple of gears, then brake hard down to the slowest corner on the track, 60 miles an hour for that chicane. At 67, then turn 8, 85 miles an hour, turn 9, about 85 miles an hour, back on the power, turn 10, flat into turn 11, about 115 at the slowest, and then just go onto the curve on the outside, short straight, down towards turn 12, 65 miles an hour on the apex, back on the power, immediately over to the right hand side for turn 13, always going a little bit of oversteer there. There's the pit lane entrance. While he would have gone left, but he decided to back out of it and come straight back into pits, has Joe. So, wasn't happy with that lap either. This is Gareth Lambourne in the Haas. He's currently in 18th position. Let's see how he's getting on his second lap on these tyres. As Gregor Telford's improved, but only up 1 place. So he at the moment is only up to 18th position. Let's see if we can find the new boy. Here is Ryan. He's a 10th up in the first sector. He's a little way off his teammate. Another couple of drivers have retired from this session. Anthony Bauer and Dan Blackwell have decided that enough's enough. He's 2 tenths up here. Is Ryan. Let's see how he can get on. He might possibly put Scott under pressure if he can find a little bit more in this final sector. Scott Larvin has just started another lap in the Toro Rosso, so he clearly feels under pressure going back out, and he has. Ryan Sturman up to 14th place, so that puts Scott Larvin under pressure. Joe Newman straight back out on track as well. Less than 2 minutes now for him to set a lap time. Here is Matt Goodyear in the Alfa Romeo. Unlucky in Germany, qualified well, got it into Q3 if you remember, but he was very unfortunate in the race. Some bad tyre choices and ultimately he retired. So he's given up on this lap. He's about to start his, what will be his last flying lap. He might just squeeze in one more actually if he has enough fuel. But let's have a look how he can get on here. Top 10, Dean from Anthony Bauer, Dan Blackwell is 3rd, Patrick is 4th, Jamie Callan is 5th, 6th is Sam, Arthur Bowler is 7th, Matt Goodyear is 8th, and Robinson is 9th, and Stephen Harrison is 10th. He's obviously quite content. The World Championship leader at the moment is quite content with 10th position. It's all about just getting through for these top drivers. I don't really care where they finish. Gareth Lambourne has given up, so I think that's all we're going to see from him. So Gareth Lambourne is going to start down on the back row of the grid, but he's been so consistently good at finishing as Gareth. Don't rule him out of a point scoring position. I mean, every position he gets points, but it's unlikely he'll retire because Gareth has got a very good finishing record this season. So he keeps on picking up the points for the Haas team. He's currently sitting on 68 points as Gareth picks up another few points in Germany. Haas are in that battle I said about for 4th place. They're only 17 points behind Renault in 4th. They're in 6th. As Gregor Telford goes up another place up to 17. Here is Matt Goodyear. He goes up to 5th. That's a great lap time there in the Alfa Romeo. Very good lap time indeed. Here is Joe Newman. He's under pressure now. He's got to get this lap right, or else he is out of qualifying in the first part of the session. It would be a big surprise, I have to say, if Joe Newman goes out. He's so consistently got that car into the top 10 shootout. Let's see how it's on these 2.5 tenths of a second. That's not enough at the moment. It's his teammate who's on the bubble at the moment in 15th place. Can Joe Newman scrape it through? Both Toro Rossos really do seem to be struggling here. As Joe Newman crosses the line, he gets up to 14th. He just about makes it through. That puts Ryan in danger. as Scott doesn't make it. Neither does Andrew. Oh, there's contact there. There's contact. Can you believe it? Andrew flies into the back of Scott there. And that is it. We're not going to see any more improvements now. Scott Larvin is out of the session. So is Gregor Telford. And so is Andrew. So that is our bottom 5 with Jamie Keats, of course, with the qualifying ban. There is Andrew still out on the racetrack. Now, it might take a little while for that to... well, that was Callum just squeezing through there. Good result there for Callum. The Williams could be looking okay here. Andrew's gone out in the first part, but Callum is 13th in the first part of qualifying. So not looking too bad at all there in the Williams. So, just waiting now for confirmation of the end of the first part of qualifying. Dean fastest from Anthony Bauer, Dan Blackwell third. We've got Patrick fourth, another good effort in the Renault. Likewise as well for Matt Goodyear in the Alfa Romeo. Jamie Callan sixth, Sam seventh, Arthur Bowler eighth, Ant Waddington ninth, Stephen Harrison 10th, Ollie 11th, Matt Anderson 12th, Callum 13th in the Williams. Joe Newman just makes it through in the end 14th, and Ryan, his first qualifying for the season, he is 15th. And the bottom 5 that are out, Scott Larvin, Gregor Telford, Andrew in the Williams, Gareth in the Haas, and Jamie Keats, of course, with the qualifying ban. So, into Q2. Same rules as before, just the top 10 go through this time. But don't forget with this, except if it's a wet race, the top 10, whatever tyres they complete their fastest lap on in this session, those are the tyres they'll start the race on. So a little bit more pressure for those in the top 10. And we sometimes do see quite a lot of different tyre strategies. Some trying to go out on the mediums or even the hard tyres here. It's a long race here, 70 laps. So the soft tyres probably be good for about 15 to 20 of those laps, which isn't that far into the race. So you can see why a lot of cars will want to try and get through on the mediums. There is Callum. And that's a brave choice in the Williams. We know it, the Williams isn't the quickest car, but Callum's decided to go out on a set of medium tyres. So let's see how he gets on with that. That is a brave choice there. And we're seeing quite a few different tyre strategies. In fact, Arthur Bowler in the Racing Point and Anthony Bauer in the Ferrari, they've decided to go onto hard tyres. So that's a very interesting decision there they've made. And Callum immediately back into the pit, so realising that there's a mistake there. He needs to be on the soft tyres. I don't think he's going to have enough pace on those mediums. There is Sam in the McLaren. Good effort from him in the first session. In the top half of the top 10. So very good effort. Let's have a look who's... Here is Dan Blackwell. Now he is second in the championship at the moment. He lost a few points in Germany. And And he'll be certainly looking to buck that trend here. This lap's been disallowed though, so he isn't going to be able to complete this lap. Here is Joe Newman. Just made it through. And Arthur Bowler is out of the session already, so he is going to be starting 15th on the grid. That's not what he wanted at all. He is already out of the session. So that is our first retirement. A bit of a surprise as well. Arthur Bowler out of the session. I'm just going to see if I can invite one of the managers in for a quick chat. While qualifying is going on. I'm going to invite Joe Allen. We interviewed two of the managers last time. We didn't manage to get to speak to Joe. Hopefully we will be able to this time. And Waddington's gone fastest, by the way. Ollie is second in the second racing point. And Joe Newman's gone third fastest. So that is the only cars that set a lap time at the moment. There is Sam. And Patrick goes fastest in the Renault. Really is putting out some great lap times here. So, good evening, Joe. If you can just make sure your audio is included so everyone can hear you on the stream.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here. So, you're manager of Red Bull, McLaren and Toro Rosso. How do you think it's going to go, though? Toro Rosso seems to be struggling a little bit based on the first part of qualifying.
Difficult track, I think, for Toro. It's more suited for Red Bull.
Yeah, same Honda engine as well, of course. And McLaren at the moment, Sam's doing a great job in the first part of qualifying, was up in 5th for a long time. He's pulled out another good lap here. McLaren looking quite strong.
Sam's a good racer, like, he's got the pace. Hence why he got the move to McLaren. Greg, I think he's going to get used to the car, I think.
Yes, Greg, I think he will be disappointed with that. He's starting 17th on the grid. But yeah, Sam's definitely showing he's got the pace here. You also managed a Red Bull. Dan Blackwell in the last race, he ran out of fuel right at the end of the race and fell down the order. So he's now 11 points off of Stephen. How do you think he's going to go here? Do you reckon he can close that gap here today, or do you reckon it'll be another trouble? Ferrari looking quite strong at the moment.
Nothing against Steve. I reckon Steve will get against like again. So now it's the time then for Dan to pounce on.
Well, hopefully he can. I'm assuming he ran out of fuel. Did he run out of fuel at the end of the race in Germany?
Yeah, the end of the lifted the car and ran out.
Right, okay, I thought he did, yeah, because I saw him, he was running. It was a very eventful race in Germany. He'll be certainly hoping for a quieter one here, I think, definitely.
He seems like the pace quicker than Jamie around here. So, coincidentally,
yeah, at the moment,
team was going to affect.
Yes, well, Jamie Callum's quite a long way off the World Championship, and he definitely needs to be helping his teammate now, so that's going to be a good one to watch. In some ways, you'll have an advantage over Ferrari, because Ferrari's still got both cars in the Constructors' Championship, in the Drivers' Championship. You've only got one, so it might be a bit of an advantage for you, because the Ferraris could be fighting each other, and you could use one of yours as a backup.
Exactly.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining me, Joe. It was good to talk to you. And good luck for the race. I'll let you go back to your drivers now.
Yeah, cheers.
No worries. So, while we were talking to Joe, Dean is fastest again in the Mercedes. Patrick has pulled out another brilliant lap. To go second in the Renault. And Waddington third for Mercedes. Mercedes looking quite strong at the moment. Sam is fourth in the McLaren. Fifth for Jamie Callan. Matt Goody is sixth in the Alfa Romeo. Seventh for Dan Blackwell. Ollie is eighth in the Racing Point. Callum ninth for Williams. And 10th for Matt Anderson. Joe Newman, we heard from their managers now. Toro Rosso do seem to be struggling around here. And we've seen it again. We've got Scott Larvin out of qualifying at the moment. Joe Newman is the slowest of the cars who have set a lap time. Still waiting for the two Ferraris and new boy Ryan to go out in this set a lap time. They're all out on the track now. I'm just going to try and find out what happened to Arthur Bowler. Let's see how these guys are. So waiting to have a lap time. Let's try and find out what the weather report is for the race as well, because we saw the race in Germany absolutely pour with rain. There have not been many instances of a wet race around here. I think there's only been two that I can remember in the history of the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's normally done in blazing sunshine. The weather report I can see here is a wet Q3, so that could be very interesting. We saw the likes of Patrick in Germany have brilliant pace in the rain, and he's looking quite quick here, but it is supposed to be a dry race, so there's no rain falling at the moment. There is Callum, he's run out of fuel a little bit there. As Ryan has gone up to 8th in the Alfa Romeo. Here is Stephen Harrison. He's the last person to set a lap time in this session. Let's see how he's getting on turn 5. His teammate is currently quickest on a 1:17.4. Got a nice bit of oversteer there through turn 6. Got it nicely under control through this very twisting section. Got to really take the curbs well here, or else you will lose a lot of time. Down into turn 12, over to the right hand side. It just seems to be maybe a little spitting with rain. I'll see if I can find an on board here. Is it starting to rain? No, it's quite at the moment. I can't see any rain coming off the cars. As Stephen goes up to 3rd. So he is safely through, and both Ferraris and both Mercedes have gone through on the medium tyres. At the moment, Patrick is on the soft tyres. So he is up in 4th place. Still a fine effort though in that Renault. To be at the moment right in the battle of the top 2 teams. Dan Blackwell's gone back out on track. He is 10th at the moment. He's the person on the bubble, so look out for him. Needs to improve on that lap time. He's gone back out on the same set of medium tyres, and the rain is starting to come down as well. You can see there on the camera, the rain is starting to fall here in Hungary. So I think this will mean that no one else is going to improve. I think that'll be it. So maybe Dan won't need to complete this lap. Here he is. He is 11th now at the moment. Yes, he's down to 11th. He is out of qualifying. Because it's Ollie's gone up into 8th place. So this is crucial here for Dan Blackwell. He does not want to be starting outside of the top 10, but the rain is really starting to come down, and I don't think there's going to be a lot he can do. Also good effort as well from Callum, he's currently 12th in the Williams. And yes, Dan is a second off the pace. There's nothing he can do. He is going to be out of the session. Can you believe it? Second in the World Championship. Dan Blackwell needed a good weekend. And it's not starting very well for him. He's going to be out of Q2. And you've got to say, Ryan in the Alfa Romeo, what a brilliant start to his Talk of the Devil career here, because he is 10th. He has made it through with, thanks to the weather conditions, no one else is going to improve. And Ryan Sturman in the Alfa Romeo, his debut race, a fraction off his teammate, and has made it into Q3. And look out for those Alfa Romeos. We saw in Germany they're quite strong in qualifying. And, well, with wet conditions, you never know what can happen here. So I think now we're just going to be counting down to the end of the session. Top 10, Anthony Bauer from Dean, Stephen Harrison third. What was that coming in a nick of time there to Stephen? Patrick fourth for Renault, fifth for Ant Waddington, sixth for Sam in the McLaren, seventh for Jamie Callan in the first of the Red Bulls, Ollie eighth for Racing Point, ninth for Matt Goodyear in the Alfa Romeo, 10th for Ryan. Dan Blackwell will be disappointed he's out of qualifying. He's 11th in the Red Bull. Callum 12th, he'll be delighted with that, I think. 12th on the grid in the Williams. 13th for Matt Anderson in the second Renault. 14th for Joe Newman. And Arthur Bowler, I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but he is out of qualifying. I think he crashed out early on in Q2. So we're just waiting now for the end of the session. Session is now over. Everyone in the pits. And we're into Q3. We have 12 minutes of Q3. And it's going to be in wet conditions as well. Which always makes it exciting. Look out, as I said, look out for the two Alfa Romeos. Look out for the Renault of Patrick as well. Looking strong in fourth place. As I said, we saw in Germany just how good his pace is in the rain. He came home in second place, picked up a huge number of points for Renault, which has helped them jump into fourth place in the Constructors' Championship. Before last weekend, they weren't in fourth, so they were in fact sixth. So what an excellent effort from him. And look at that rain coming down now. Let's see, I think it should be intermediates, and don't be too surprised to see a lot of cars going straight out here. It's only going to get worse. Yes, the Mercedes look like they're coming, getting ready to go out. Both Mercedes, it looks like. And one of the Ferraris as well. So yes, everyone, look at that. Look at that queue coming out the pits. Everyone is deciding to go. Both Alfa Romeos, the McLaren, the Renault, yes, they're all piling out the pits. They know how important this is. I think the only one that isn't, yes, he is now, Anthony Bauer, just decided to step back a little bit. So the two Alfa Romeos are at the head of this pack, and they showed in Germany they've got a lot of qualifying pace. Can they bring that forward here in the wet conditions? I think they could be the ones to watch, especially, and also Patrick in the Renault. I'm also joined here, I'm very pleased to say, by Joe Newman, Toro Rosso driver. If you can just make sure your audio is included, please, Joe, just so everyone on the stream can hear you. Good evening. You're starting 14th on the grid. Both you and your teammate, you both seem to be struggling for pace out there. Is this not a good track for you guys?
Yeah, it's hard to defend, which is good for the Toro Rosso. It's just got the grip's great. I think theoretically it's a good track for any sort of level of power, but just so relaxed any sort of acceleration of the corners. So yeah, I think struggle's an understatement.
Yeah, because you've been very consistent in and around the top 10 throughout qualifying, so I was quite surprised to see you down there. You've had a very good season so far. You must be looking to add to your point score here today. How far up do you think you're going to get?
I think it's sensible to win for the maximum position itself for the Toro Rosso round here, but I'm just aiming to find myself in and around Callum's dealer, to be honest with you. Starting ahead of me in some good battles last week, so hopefully some more good battles this week.
Yes, it'll be certainly good to watch because Callum is starting on the row ahead of you. He's starting 12th on the grid. So have a good race, Joe. Thank you for joining me. I'll let you get back to your teammate now in your team party chat, and I will hope you talk to you later on.
Good one.
Thank you very much. So, well, Matt Goodyear's had his lap disallowed here. Here is Ryan. Ryan, in his first ever talking to the race, even if it's for a few seconds, is temporarily going to go top of the timing sheets here, as long as he keeps it together. I think he's very quickly getting displaced by the McLaren behind him. But this is still a great effort here from Ryan Sturman in that Alfa. It's such a difficult track here in the rain. Very, very slippery as Ryan crosses the line, and it will only be for a couple of seconds, but he goes fastest, and Sam a lot quicker in the McLaren, 1:30.9. Let's see, Patrick goes fastest, Jamie Callan goes up into second place, Ollie goes, and now Dean goes fastest. The lap times are really coming in quick and fast here, and Waddington's gone 6th, so he'll be a little disappointed with that. Anthony Bauer goes fastest now in the Ferrari. Where is Stephen? Here he is, and Stephen does, well, he does set a lap time, but he's a long way off the pace. So 1:48.8. Well, those lap times came in thick and fast there. So Anthony Bauer is fastest, Dean is second, Patrick is third in the Renault, fourth for Jamie Callan, Sam is fifth, sixth for Ollie, seventh for Ant Waddington, Ryan is eighth in the Alfa Romeo, ahead of Stephen Harrison at the moment. And 10th place yet set a lap time is this man, Matt Goodyear, but he is coming round now to complete his lap. Let's see how he can get on here. And he spun it! He spun it coming out of turn 12. That's such a shame for him. He's going to have to pit. And he's been disqualified. So Matt Goodyear disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. Well, I can kind of see what he was trying to do there, get out of everyone's way. But unfortunately for him, it has led to a disqualification. So, unbelievable there. Let's see if there's anyone going on again. Ryan has improved. He's on 33.2. Let's see how Dean gets on. He stayed out and gone for... He's on a very slow second lap. He's going out to try and do a quicker third lap here. Ryan a 10th down in the first sector on his previous best. Sometimes with his intermediate tyres, they do tend to grip a little bit more once you've done a few laps on them. And of course, if you go out with quite a few laps worth of fuel on board, you'll end up lighter once you've done a few laps, well off a little bit of the fuel. So let's see how Ryan's doing as he comes through these difficult S's. All got a little bit out of shape, caught the curb. That's not going to help his lap time. And yes, he's backed out of this one. Trying to get some heat into those tyres. Dean was 3/10 down in the first sector. He's now 1.1. I think this is it. I think this is as good as it's going to get for everyone. I think they're all struggling in these conditions. Yeah, Patrick's gone on to a set of full wets, in fact. So I think the lap times that they're on now, I think this is as quick as it's going to get, which means Stephen Harrison, 9th on the grid, that has shaken things up a little bit more for Dan Blackwell. Don't forget, Dan starting 11th on the grid. We'll be disappointed with that. And now Stephen looks like he could only be starting just 9th on the grid and only 2 places ahead of him. So not quite as bad for Dan Blackwell as he was fearing. At the moment, Anthony Bauer is on pole position once again. He was on pole in Germany and he's been on pole again temporarily here. Dean is second. That's exactly the same top 3, in fact, that we had in Germany, because Patrick third again in the Renault. Patrick and Anthony Bauer both come out on the full wets just to size them up, see how they are. Jamie Callan's gone back out again. Here he is. He's 4th on the grid at the moment on the intermediates. He's gone out on a new set of intermediates. Stephen Harrison's gone back out as well in the Ferrari on a brand new set of intermediates. So it will be interesting to see if he can improve and how much by here, Stephen Harrison. But I think he's missed the prime chance of the ultimate pace. We've seen cars trying to improve on their second laps. And I mean, look at the rain coming down. It really is hammering down hard out there. And a few cars feeling the need to go on to full wets. And Waddington has gone back out on intermediates again. So here is Jamie. Let's see if we can ride on board with him. Just to see how slippery it is out there. And doesn't look too bad on the run up. He's a second down. And yeah, you can see he really, he just about held on to that one. Yeah, I think that it is going to be off the pace, whatever anyone does here. Right, Stephen Harrison, let's see how he's getting on. We're on board with him now on the run down to the first corner. So difficult in these conditions. The rain is coming down so hard. And look at that wheel spin on the exit. I think he should improve on his 148.8 he's done, but I think he's going to struggle to go that much further, to be honest. Let's have a look. The rain, look at the standing water off the racing line. So if you venture slightly offline, you're really going to struggle here. So at the moment, he's just about keeping it online. Jamie Callan's returned to the pits. A lot of curve there. And he's backed out of this one, as Stephen, trying to get a bit of heat into the tyres. Let's see. Oh, he's really fighting for grit through the back corners in the back. And again, through turn 11. Well, he's 4 seconds slower than what he managed before. And he spun it as well. Stephen Harrison spins it. The World Championship leader has spun down turn 12, exactly what Matt Goody has done. His teammate goes past him on the full wets. I don't think he's going to improve his lap time. And indeed, no, he's coming straight in the pits. And Stephen really struggling for pace now. And I honestly think that is all he's going to do. He's 9th on the grid. Oh, how is Ant Waddington getting on? He's back right out of it as well. He's 8 seconds off the pace. So not quite the dramatic end to qualifying that we were all expecting here, because we've run out of time anyway. So on pole position for the second race in a row is Anthony Bauer in the Ferrari, really trying to get himself back into this World Championship fight. And with his teammate only 9th on the grid and Dan 11th, could be an excellent opportunity for Anthony Bauer to really close the gap down on those top 2. Dean Barry second on the grid as he was in Germany. Patrick, as he was in Germany, 3rd for Renault, another fine effort. Jamie Callan 4th for Red Bull. An excellent 5th on the grid is Sam in the McLaren. Ollie, 6th for Racing Point. 7th, Ant Waddington. 8th, Ryan. He will be so pleased with that. Ryan Sturman, first ever race, and he's in 8th position on the grid. Stephen Harrison, 9th, and in 10th place, Matt Goodyear, who was disqualified. I will just have to see later on if he's going to be starting at the back due to the disqualification, or if they will allow him to start 10th. So there is confirmation of the grid. We're now going to have a 5-minute break. And I will be back with you in a couple of minutes for the start of the coverage for the race. So good evening everyone, and welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix. You joined me here at the city of Budapest, which has been the capital of Hungary since 1873. The city is actually two separate cities that have been joined together. That's Buda and Pest, and it's got the river Danube going through the middle of the two cities. F1 first came here back in 1986, and it was the first race ever in history to be held behind the Iron Curtain of Soviet Union rule, and it's been on the calendar ever since. 35th race would be this year. It's always been hugely popular with the fans. The first race had over 200,000 spectators on race day, and it still draws very big crowds, especially a lot of Finns come here. It is geographically the closest race for anyone who comes from Finland. The circuit's always been quite a narrow and twisty track. There were changes made in 2003, but it still remains very difficult to overtake here. Although there have been some big exceptions here. In 1989, Nigel Mansell started back in 12th on the grid, but came through to win. In 2006, Jenson Button, the first ever wet race at Hungary, Jenson Button came through from 14th on the grid to win the race. And more recently, in 2014, Lewis Hamilton started last but came through the field to finish in 3rd place. It very often throws up really unusual results here. 3 former world champions have had their first ever race win here. Damon Hill back in 1993, Jenson Button, as mentioned, in 2006, and Fernando Alonso in 2003. And who can forget Damon Hill almost winning in an Arrows in 1997, but the car letting him down in the last couple of laps. The track itself, 4.3 kilometres long, it's 2.72 miles. We've got 14 turns, that's 8 to the right and 6 to the left. We've got 2 DRS zones to look out for, And they're right next to each other as well, along the pit straight and then between turns 1 and 2. Look out for the action zones on the track with the DRS, normally turns 1 and 2. But also look out for some possible last gasp, desperate braking manoeuvres into the chicane up at turns 6 and 7. Just very, very quickly with history, Lewis Hamilton is the most successful driver here in history. He's won here 7 times. And the McLaren team have won the most races here out of any other team. They've won here 11 times. 70 laps. The lap record, look out for that if he does remain dry through the whole race. It was actually set last year by Max Verstappen, and it's 1:17.103. Let's see how close we can get to that here this afternoon. Just to run through the grid order for you, Anthony Bauer, continuing his fine form that he showed in Germany, has already got a point on the board for pole position in the Ferrari. Dean Barry in second place alongside him in the Mercedes. Patrick in the Renault for the second race in a row starts in third. Excuse me. Jamie Callan starts fourth for Red Bull. Sam Congreve in the McLaren, fine effort from him. He starts fifth. Look out for him in the race. 6th place is Ollie in the first of the racing points. Ant Waddington 7th. A little bit off the pace again here compared to his teammate. Ryan Sturman on his debut here in Alfa Romeo. He lines up an excellent 8th position. Got his timing absolutely right and he held the lap together in the wet Q3. Stephen Harrison failed to do that and he lines up in 9th place. The World Championship leader, 9th on the grid. And in 10th place is Matt Goodyear in the second of the 2 Alfa Romeos. Dan Blackwell, Stephen's closest championship challenger at the moment. He lines up 11th. Callum Harrod will be delighted with 12th place on the grid in the Williams. 13th for Matt Anderson in the Renault. 3rd and 13th for the 2 Renaults. 14th for Joe Newman. We heard from him at Toro Rosso, really, really struggling around here. Arthur Bowler, not quite sure what happened to him. Some kind of accident for him at the start of Q2. So he lines up 15th on the grid. 16th for Scott Larvin in the second Toro Rosso. Gregor Telford 17th in the second McLaren. Andrew in the second Williams is 18th. And then on the back row of the grid, we have the 2 Haas cars, Gareth Lambourne and Jamie Keats. Jamie with a qualifying ban after the last race. And Gareth Lambourne lines up 19th. We're waiting for the formation lap. There we go. So, and just very quickly while we're on the formation lap, I'll just run you through what's happening in the World Championship term. Stephen Harrison, as said before, he leads by 11 points from Dan Blackwell. Anthony Bauer did close the gap after the win and pole position in Germany. He's narrowed the gap down to 36 points. And Waddington falling back a little bit. Look out for Dean Barry though. He could take 4th in the championship from Ant today. He's only 3 points behind him. And in the Constructors' Championship, well, Ferrari have a massive 166 point lead in the Constructors' Championship. So they'll be certainly looking to consolidate that, maybe extend it if they can. Mercedes and Red Bull are locked in battle. They are just 1 point apart. They are second and third. 260 for Mercedes, 259 for Red Bull. And this could be brilliant because we got a Mercedes second, a Red Bull fourth, then we've got another Mercedes 7th and another Red Bull 11th. So it could be very close as well. Also a big fight going on for 4th, 5th and 6th in the Constructors between Renault, Racing Point and Haas. Well, Renault with Patrick up there again, having done another fine job, could be looking to extend that. Also battle for 17 points between McLaren and Alfa Romeo. Toro Rosso trying to get involved in that fight as well. And Williams will be aiming for a 100-point mark today. They're on 88 points at the moment at the bottom of the championship in 10th place. Who knows, they could get 12 points on the board if both finish and hit the magic century mark. So they're coming round now at the end of the formation lap. The tension will be starting to build. There you can see on the track map on the right hand side, it's quite a long run down to turn 1. One of the longest runs on the calendar actually, believe it or not here. So, they're all lining up in position now. Here we go, 5 lights coming on, and you know what happens next, folks. Lights out, away we go. It's a good start there for one of the carriers. He said look out for Sam from the front row. But Dean is trying to get alongside, but he can't quite make it. Good start as well from Patrick. He's having a look down the inside. But Anthony Bowers maintaining, he's got a little bit wide in turn 1. Can Dean capitalise on that? No, he can't. So it's status quo, and Waddington's had a fantastic start in the Mercedes. He's up into 4th place. What a start from him, from 7th on the grid. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1. There is a car off. That's Matt Anderson. Matt Anderson and Matt Goodyear. The two Matts seem to have made contact. And the safety car is out immediately. We saw the safety car out twice. And Andrew is out of the race. He becomes our first retirement. And there is Matt Anderson with no front wing at all. And I think Matt Goodyear's got quite a bit of damage on the Alfa Romeo. So Andrew is out of the race. So there must have been some contact there between the Renault and the Williams. So I think they were quite close together on the grid. Matt Anderson was 13th, Andrew was 18th. And who else there? Matt Goodyear was 10th. So I think must have come together. Jamie Keats has had a good start, up to 15th position. The two Haas cars up to 15th and 16th position. But Anthony Bauer with a great start, and wanting to start of the race, most definitely 7th on the grid, up into 4th position. So great start from him. Ryan as well has had a pretty good start, as Arthur Bowler also pits, so does Jamie King. Oh, and look at that! Anthony Bauer very, very wide in turn 1, completely missed his braking. But we got 5 cars in the pits. We saw the damage. Yeah, front wing change there for Arthur Bowler as well. And I think, yes, and for Gregor. So we've got a lot of front wing damage there. I'm not quite sure what's happened between some of those. But he's led to the retirement for the second race in the row of Andrew in the Williams. I don't think he'll be too happy with that. So race order behind the safety car. Anthony Bauer leads from Dean Barry. Patrick is 3rd. Andrew is 4th. Jamie Callum is 5th. Sam 6th in the McLaren. Ollie 7th for Racing Point. 8th for Ryan. 9th for Stephen Harrison. Not made quite as good a start as I expected. And 10th for Dan Blackwell. He's climbed the place. Joe Newman's had a pretty good start as well. He's up to 11th place. Callum is 12th. Scott 13th. Gareth from the back row of the grid is now up to 14th. And then Arthur 15th. Second race in a row that Arthur and Jamie have come together quite early on in the race. Jamie Keats involved in Germany as well, and he retired early on, but he has kept going this time. He is 16th. Gregor Telford is 17th. Matt Goodyear 18th. And Matt Anderson 19th. So that is the order behind the safety car. Looks like we're going to have at least another lap behind that safety car. So we'll enable all those cars who pitted early on. To catch back up to the back of the pack, and that's what they've now done. So waiting for the safety car to come in. I'm trying to see what happens at the back there. Try and let you know what happened. I saw the yellow flags and I saw Andrew out of the race. But we're all in behind the safety car. Going through turn 4. For 5 cars who pitted early on, Arthur, Jamie, Gregor, and the 2 Matts, they have now quite easily caught up to the back of the pack. So it's going to be a straight out fight. And again, interestingly there, 3 of those 5 have gone for the hard tyres. That's Jamie Keats, Matt Goodyear and Matt Anderson. So Andrew, I did invite Andrew for an interview, but he doesn't seem to be very happy about the incident at the back, so I'll try and find out as the race comes on what happened. But second race in a row of a retirement for Andrew, unfortunately, there in the Williams. Williams really looking for some points. As I said, they were aiming to maybe try and hit 100 points here this weekend, and it's not going to happen. The safety car is coming in. They're all doing the last minute warm up on those tyres. We're on lap 3. We've only lost a couple of laps here, which isn't too bad. We have seen safety cars out for a long, long time. And now Anthony Bauer becomes the de facto safety car, waiting for the line. Look at that, he's gone already. Completely caught Dean out there. And let's see if there's any movement. Oh, there's a racing point spun. Ollie spun coming out the final corner. There we can see he's gone into the wall. Must have just hit the throttle a bit too hard, and Ollie at the end of the safety car period has spun. And the only movement I can see is between the 2 Haas cars. Jamie up to 14th place. Arthur's gone up as well, up into 13th. Callum up into 11th after the spin of Ollie. But meantime, Arthur Bauer at the front has had another great start. Look at this battle going on here for 4th place. Jamie Callum, look at that, that's on an overtaking spot. But let's not stop him. Jamie Callum's thrown it up the inside of turn 5, and he looks like he's going to make it stick there, wheel to wheel into the chicane. And there's nothing and Wellington could do about that. That would have caught him completely by surprise. It was brilliantly there not to just turn in on him. But Jamie Callum with a bold move into turn 5 moves up into 4th place. So those 2 look like they could be having some good fights here. Callum doing well. Well, Jamie was got ahead of Callum. I was going to say, it looks like he was going to try and hang on to him. And there is Stephen Harrison getting past Ryan. Ryan not fighting too hard. He knows that car's a lot faster. Not a lot of point of fighting unduly. So Stephen Harrison is 7th, but interestingly, look who's there in 9th place. Dan Blackwell, his championship rival. Dan runs a little bit wide. He's going to come under pressure from Joe here. And Joe backs out of it and slots back in behind. Anthony Bauer set fastest lap of the race so far. He is pulling away, not by that much, he's only about 8, still less than a second down. As Ollie now makes it into the pits in the racing point. He'll be so disappointed. He was just on the fringes of the top 10, and he spun it at the end of the safety car period. Gregor Telford as well gets past Gareth to move into 15th place. So Jamie Callum now has pulled away. Here we see it. He's pulled away from Ant Wellington. Superstar for Ant, but he didn't quite have the pace, it seems, at the moment to stay ahead of that Red Bull. And Jamie indeed is homing in on Patrick in the Renault, having another brilliant start to this race. Top 3 is the same as it was on the grid. Fastest middle sector of the race for Jamie Callum. He is absolutely flying in that Red Bull. We heard from their manager Joey Allen earlier on saying there should be a stronger track here for Red Bull, being a twistier track. We know their chassis is excellent, designed by Adrian Newey, of course, probably still the best designer in the world. And Anthony Bauer still pulling away. Another fastest lap. Now the DRS has been enabled, I believe. And they're now a penalty for Jamie for just running a little bit wide there. And Wallace coming back in again, if anything, as Dan has now got past Ryan. So Dan into turn 1 and then makes it stick for good into turn 2. He started the race on the hard tyres. That's a very interesting move there from Dan Blackwell. Started on hard, so did Callum Harris as well, and Scott Larvin. So let's see how far into the race they can go. We've seen Callum, of course, back in his first couple of seasons with this league, really stretch a set of tyres much further than anyone thought. Could he be going for the same again? Just see him there in the background on the Williams in 12th place with a bit of a queue forming behind him. Let's have a look at that battle going on there. So this is Callum Harrod in the Williams, world champion in the first season, Talk of the Devil, currently, and then runner-up last season in the Williams. And there is Jamie Keith looking like he's going to go through on the inside. That's a brave move. Callum trying to hang on. But Jamie, well, forces his way past there. That was a bold move. He made his stick. Callum saw it coming right at the last second. And Jamie Keith is up to 12th. So he's having another fine run with Jamie Keith. And Callum with the DRS. Can he have a go back at him? Jamie's defending the inside. Callum's going to have to go around the outside. He might be able to cut back. Not quite. He's not to do that. But here we go into turn 2 again. Jamie going defensive. Callum's going to have to go around the long way around the outside. Can he maybe think there's something? No, he can't. And he gets Jamie Keith, I think, now will have the grip and the pace to pull away. But that was a brilliant fight down the big track there. We also saw Joe Newman as well, just in front of this group. Joe Newman's got past Ryan into 9th place. So, and this is the next battle on track. This is Sam in 6th place with Stephen Harrison right behind him. And more interestingly, look at this. Anthony Bauer in the lead, but now he's only about half a second clear of Dean Barry. So these two here could still be having a fight. They're now 2.5 seconds clear of Patrick in 3rd. As Jamie's got past Arthur Bowler very quickly there as well now. So, but these are the two leaders, half a second apart. DRS wide open there for Dean on the run down to turn 1. Now is this just tactical here for Anthony Bauer? Just hold the pace up a little bit, look after the tyres as Arthur Bowler pits. And Stephen's got a penalty, but he's still behind Sam. And Gregor also gets a penalty as well. So this is the battle for the lead, and Gregor's gone off the track. At turn 1, Gregor's gone right off the track, and he is now got to 17th position. Gareth's going well in 16th place in the Haas. The 2 racing points are a long way back now, at the back of the field in 18th and 19th positions. They will still get points for that, of course, but nowhere near as much as they want or need, of course, to stay in that fight for 4th in the constructors. But meantime, this is the main fight, as Anthony Bauer also is closing back up on Jamie Callan as well. Still Sam with Stephen right behind him. Let's have a look at this battle. Sam driving a great race in that McLaren. Started 5th, is currently 6th as Jamie now gets past Ryan. And I think, looking in the background, that was his bold move into turn 12 he did on Callum a couple of laps ago. So Jamie Keith's flying through the field. Let's have a look. Is Stephen close enough? Sam not really fighting it. He knows he's not got a point. He knows that Ferrari is so much weaker, but Stephen just squeezing him out wide there. But Stephen nicely up into 6th position. So the next target for him is the fight that's here going on for 4th place. Yes, and Waddington has got past, and there's a car off. That's Scott Larvin. He's gone off. There's a bit of damage there. Has he made contact with the wall or with someone else? There's damage again to Matt Anderson's car. So I think those two have come together. And yes, I missed it on screen. I do apologise, but Anne Wallington has got back ahead of Jamie Callan now. So that is the fight for 4th place. And Stephen Harrison now is catching up on this. Now, if you remember earlier on when we spoke to Joe Allen, the manager here of Red Bull, he did say he was going to try and use Jamie Callan now tactically to help Dan in the World Championship. Well, at the moment, Jamie Callan is the next target for Stephen Harrison. That's the battle for 5th place. Dan isn't getting through the field quite as quick as Jamie Keith has taken another position up into 9th place. This is a great opening sequence to the race here for Jamie Keith. From the back of the grid after his qualifying ban, Jamie Keys already on lap 10 of the race, 1/7 of the way into the race already. Already he is up into the top 10. Scott Larvin pits, so we saw him go off at the end of the last lap. And I'm understanding from the start, a penalty for Scott for speeding in the pit lane, but at the start, Andrew said he had a great start, made 5 places up from his grid position, and then someone took him out. Well, there was 5 cars that pitted for front wings at the start of the race, wasn't there? So it could be any one of those. And we started 18th instead of getting 5 places at the start. So unfortunate for him. Sometimes it is just the way it goes with league racing. So race order, this battle going on for the lead. We have Patrick in 3rd place. He's about 4 seconds back. You might just see him occasionally pop into the back of the picture. And then there's a great fight going on behind that. We've got Ann Waddington just under a second behind that. Then there is Jamie Callan with Stephen Harrison now right in there as well. Now this could be interesting here. Jamie Callan versus Stephen Harrison. Dan is 8th at the moment. He's on those harder tyres though, so he's not at the ultimate pace. But he is just gently closing on the McLaren ahead of him. But this could be the crucial race in terms of Stephen's race, because he is now up behind Jamie Callan. And can Red Bull now use Jamie strategically and slow that Ferrari down? No, it's very good in the straight line. The straight line speed isn't everything around here. And you've got to say, if anything, Jamie's just dropping back now from the battle for 3rd place ahead of him. So maybe this is the tactic now for Red Bull. Just slow the Ferrari down behind him. And then hopefully it will help. It will sort of ruin Stephen's race a little bit, and it will help Dan later on. The strategies here are going to be absolutely fascinating to see how they unfold. Anthony Bauer, meanwhile, has pulled away a little bit now from me. He's broken the DRS. He's over a second clear, and this is the fight that's going on. And I said Gareth's having a good race. He's now 14th and closing very gently on Callum ahead of him in the Williams. So great race so far. Callum. Right, here we go. Here is Jamie Callan going defensive, and he is going to fight Stephen. Can Stephen do the cutback on him? He can, and Jamie just caught the curb a little bit there. He's going to have to brake extremely late, and Stephen's made that stick. So, well, if that was the strategy, didn't quite work out there, as Ryan pits from what was 11th place in the Alfa Romeo. He was decided on the soft tyres, one of the few that did actually, so not surprising he's having to pit quite early in the race. Those soft tyres don't last particularly long around here. They're the softest compound already made, and that's a McLaren cutting across the chicane there. I think it must have been Gregor. He's going around to be lapped. So as Matt Anderson gets past Gareth up into 13th place, there's a yellow flag. Is that Gareth off the track? Yes, it is. Such a shame. He was having such a good start to this race. Is there any damage to that Haas? I don't think. Yes, there's a little bit of damage on that front wing. Such a shame. He's having such a brilliant start to the race, and he's made a mistake. Looks like he spun out in turn 4, and Gareth 14th still, but now he may have to make quite an early stop. So meanwhile, Anthony Bauer has got the crawling all over him once again. So the fight, I'm interested down the pit straight, is can Jamie come back at Stephen? No, he can't. So this is the brilliant battle now out front. Anthony Bauer, another yellow flag in sector 3. And yeah, that is Matt Goodyear out of the race. Matt spun out of the final corner. We saw Ollie do that earlier and damage his front ring, but Matt Goodyear has spun out of the final corner. A virtual safety car. Perfect timing for Gareth, who's having to pit with the damage to his front wing. So this will help him, because of course the pit stop will take half the time it will. With under the virtual safety car, for those that don't know, you have to drive or slow down by 40% of the lap time. So perfect timing for Gareth. He has not lost half as much time as he would have. He's gone on to set a hard 57 laps to go. Could potentially go to the end of the race on that, but who knows. So, DRS enabled, the virtual safety car has come to an end, and Anthony Bauer has really benefited from that. He had been crawling all over the back of him, and look at the gap he's got now. So once again, the second safety car of the day, and Anthony very, very much awake compared to the others around him as Jamie Callan pits for Red Bull. He was in 6th position. So again, could they be trying to do something here to get him back ahead of Stephen Harrison just in front of him? A new front wing on that Red Bull, so maybe he did make contact behind the safety car. I didn't see any penalties come up on the screen. So, well, driver of the race so far for me is this man here, Jamie Keats, from the back of the grid. Had a qualifying ban after the incident in Germany. Started plumb last and is already on lap 14, already climbed to 8th place, and he's only 3.5 seconds behind Dan Blackwell at the moment. So Dan hasn't made the progress through the field that he would have liked. Yes, I know he is on those harder tyres, so he's going to struggle, but he will go a lot further into the race. But Jamie Keats also on the hard tyres is driving an absolute blinder at the moment. He is up into 8th position. 2 retirements from the race. Andrew in the Williams and Matt Goodyear in the Alfa Romeo. They're the only two, so they won't get points, unfortunately. So Matt Goodyear, for the 2nd race in a row, fails to finish. He's actually bottom of the championship as well on 21 points. He really needed a finish here today. But Gareth Lambourne is 17th after his pit stop. I reckon he might try and go to the end on those tyres. So Anthony Bauer now quite comfortable out front, maintaining that 2.2 second gap. There is Patrick. He is running 3rd in the Renault, and Wellington 4th. Now with Stephen Harrison just closing the gap down a little bit. Jamie Callan came out of the pits just behind Callum, and there we see he's just made it through back into 10th place. So Callum having a good run. He pitted very early, and he is now on lap 14 on those tyres. Sorry, he didn't make a stop, but he started on the hard tyres, so we know what he's like to make those tyres last as long as he possibly can. Maybe he'll try and go to about lap 45 or lap 50, which I think is possible on those tyres, and try and bolt on a set of softs for the last stint. Anthony Bauer now stretches his lead out to only 3 seconds out front with a new fastest lap of the race. This is the closest battle on track, believe it or not, and it's the 15th position, a recovering Ollie in the Racing Point. Don't forget, we saw him spin at the end of the safety car, first full safety car period, and hit the wall out the final corner, which is what Matt Goodyear had done, unfortunately, cost him out of the race. And he's now got Scott Larvin on younger, softer tyres right behind him. So Scott also on a recovery drive in the Toro Rosso. So don't forget, Joe Newman said he'd be aiming for 12th place in this race. Currently he's running 9th, so much further up than he was expecting. But this is quite a crucial one here for Jamie Callan. He's coming up behind Joe Newman, just made a stop. He's on a fresh set of hard tyres. Possibly, I mean, it's a big ask, 55 laps. It's quite a big ask on those tyres. Could he be going to the end? But he needs to get past that Toro Rosso as quickly as he can. Go a little bit wide there in turn 5. And in fact, look at that. Well, that was teamwork there between the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso. Same manager, of course, Joey Allen, would have been in complete control of that. So well done there. Great teamwork going on. And Jamie Callan up into 9th position. So he's now got a nice bit of clear track ahead of him. He's got 15 seconds ahead of him to Jamie Keats in the Haas, who is having a great run and matching the pace of the Red Bull ahead of him, which is a great effort. Dean coming back at Stephen once again. Anthony, out front. The gap was up to nearly 3 seconds. It's now back down to about a second and a half. So Anthony's had a couple of laps. We saw this in Germany, didn't we, from Anthony? Has a few laps where he pushes like mad, then just has a few laps where he's not, where he backs off a little bit, but he almost backs off a bit too much. He seems to lose more ground than he probably should. I mean, it worked for him in Germany, he won the race brilliantly, dominated in the end, but at the moment he's only not even 2 seconds clear of Dean Barry behind him. Patrick still driving a great race in third, bit of a lonely race there in third position. 6 seconds behind Dean and 3 clear of Ant Waddington, and here is Ant Waddington in 4th place. Bit of an underwhelming performance in Germany perhaps from what we were expecting, certainly from what I was expecting of him in that Mercedes. So definitely looking to fight back here, and he had a great start, 7th on the grid, now 4th, and now he has Stephen Harrison bearing down him. Don't forget how close Stephen was to Dan early on. We saw him overtake a couple of cars and Dan was not far behind. Well, now Dan is 12 seconds back, and there's another retirement and another virtual safety car. It is Scott Larvin out of the race. And I think he's lost it out of the chicane. Let's have a look. Yes, he has. He's lost it out of the chicane. Scott Larvin is out of the race. He becomes our 3rd retirement on the day. Well, just as we were saying about Toro Rosso trying to get in the fight in the championship for 7th between McLaren and Alfa Romeo. He is out of the race, and we were under safety car for the 3rd time already today. 2 virtuals, 1 full safety car. But that has now ended this time. Dean a lot more awake this time, and has actually pulled back a little bit of time. And Stephen Harrison going for it up the inside of Ant Waddington. And a little bit of sleep after the safety car. And Stephen's pounced. Great move there from him. He's up into 4th place now. Stephen Harrison caught out by the conditions in Q3. Started 9th on the grid, and he's now recovered up to 4th on lap 19 of the race. The other thing to watch out was Ant Waddington's coming back at him, is he? Ant Waddington's launched out on the inside. That's a brave move from Ant, and he's making it stick. Stephen with the grip here outside line, but Ant with the DRS wide open, and Ant is back into 4th place. So a little bit of sleep perhaps after the safety car, but he's more than made up for it there with a bold move down the inside to take back that 4th place. So, and it appears it was possibly Matt Goodyear who hit Andrew at the start. We heard Andrew was very unhappy with the incident that happened early on in the race, and now it does appear that it was Matt Goodyear who hit him early in the race. So, anyway, we'll find out about that afterwards. And we've seen a few overtakes here into turn 12 here today, which is a brave move to do, it really is. But it's worked from a few times, and they're still fighting hard, Ant and Stephen. So I was just looking away there, seeing if there's any messages left for me, which there isn't, but Ant Waddington really fighting hard, and this is a good drive from him so far, up in 4th. And he's holding back the World Championship leader, and this is helping Dean Barry, who is, well, you've got to say actually both Mercedes are very close together in the championship, but very much outside bets now for the World Championship. But this is helping Dean later on in the race, as I certainly think Stephen's going to come back through the field as quickly as he can. It's also helping Patrick as well, of course, now. Patrick is 7 seconds up the road from this battle. So, and he's kind of matching the pace of Dean, as Dean just closes the gap down gently back to the leader again. Patrick's hanging on in 3rd place. The gap isn't going up, and Stephen running very, very wide there at turn 11 onto the short back straight, so he's lost a little bit of time there. So maybe his tyres are just overheating a little bit now. In behind that Mercedes, we're on lap 21. We're heading towards 1/3 distance. And here is the battle for 4th place. Ant Waddington in the Mercedes, Stephen Harrison in the Ferrari, recovering from his 9th on the grid. Just run through the top 10. Anthony Bauer leads by 1.1 seconds from Dean Barry. Patrick is driving well, once again in 3rd position. And Waddington 4th, 5th for Stephen Harrison. That's the battle you're seeing here. Sam is 6.5 seconds down the road in 6th position. Dan Blackwell is 7th. Jamie Keats is having a brilliant drive in the Haas. He's up to 8th position, and he's only 2.5 seconds behind Dan now. Jamie Callan is 9th. He's made a stop in the Red Bull. He was up in 6th earlier on. And Joe Newman is 10th. Behind that, Matt Anson's 11th, Callum 12th. Arthur Bowler's right behind him. And another yellow flag in sector 1. Not quite sure what that was. I think that was one of the racing points running very, very wide. Yes, it was. It was Arthur trying to get past Callum and not quite making it stick and running off in turn 1. Probably braking too late. And Waddington is really wringing the neck of that car, isn't he? Trying desperately to stay ahead of Stephen for as long as he can. They're coming up to some back markers there. That is Gareth and Gregor fighting over 16th and 17th. Is Steve going to repay the compliment around? No, Ant has outbrakes himself. Ant has outbraked himself, trying to cover that off. And Stephen Harrison, well, it's like candy from a baby there for Stephen. He moves up into 4th place and pushing a bit too hard there. Desperately trying to hang on to that position. Really pushing hard is Ant. So, Dean Barry, meanwhile, is still continuing to close the gap. He's now just over a second, almost back within DRS range of the leader, Anthony Bauer. On lap 22 of 70. Still got a long way to go in this race. I said it was a long race. And Anthony Waddington in 5th. Now, can he hang on to Stephen and have another go at him when they get back to the DRS range? Unfortunately for him, I think with that traffic just ahead of them, I think Stephen might just get the DRS himself here. So, yes, very, very close. But look how close that Waddington is. Really, really strong on the brakes in these last couple of corners, isn't he? We've seen it a few times now. He just seems to be able to do it now. What can he do here? We know how good that Ferrari is in a straight line. As the McLaren moves out of the way, and Waddington trying to get a bit of a slipstream from him. But he's going to be too far back unless he has a very brave shot to the inside, which isn't quite close enough to do. And Gareth moves nicely out of the way as well. Those two in their own fight at the back of the field for 16th and 17th position, Gareth Lambourne and Gregor Telford. In fact, Gareth running a little bit wide there, and Gregor trying to pounce on him. Don't think it quite worked into turn 3. Wow, they're still that was great on the outside of turn 4, not quite making it stick. But meantime, Anthony Bauer just responding now, stretching the gap back out a little bit, doesn't want to let Dean back into DRS range. The other battle on track, and I'm fascinated to see this, they started on the same tyres. Jamie pitted at the end of lap 1 actually, unfortunately. He was involved in that first corner incident. But Jamie Keats is driving an absolute blinding race, and right now he is right on Dan Blackwell's tail. This is not what Dan needs for his World Championship aspirations. He needs to be having a clear run, and right now he's coming under enormous pressure from Jamie. We've seen how late Jamie will be on the brakes a few times. That just in front of him, that orange McLaren, that is Sam Congreve. He's running 6th. So he too is just being caught by these two. But Dan, you can see, really under pressure, trying to come out wide in the final corner to give him a better exit. As Gregor Telford finally gets past Gareth. But the DRS is open here on Jamie. Is Jamie going to go for it into turn 1? Oh, we had a little look, he thought about it. But nothing doing there. Dan had just enough straight line speed. Honda power in the back of that Red Bull. Ferrari power McLaren in the back of the Haas. So, as Arthur Bowler as well has made it back past Callum to move into 12th place in the racing point. So, he too on a recovery drive, as Joe Newman and Matt Anderson very close together as well in the battle for 10th and 11th position. So, but this is a stunning drive at the moment from Jamie Keats. Don't forget, I've said it a few times, but he started at the back of the pack, did Jamie, and he is now up into 8th position and really pressuring Dan Blackwell. He's actually falling back a little bit now from Sam. So there's the McLaren just ahead of him. So, let's have a look. Is Jamie going to be close enough this time? He's got the DRS open. I don't think he's quite going to go for him. He's in very brave moves, you can say. Maybe down at turn 12. He seems to get a good exit out of 11 and use it to catapult past people. He's done it a few times. But I think that Red Bull is a little bit too quick out of corners. I think the traction on that car is very, very good. Now we've had a couple of laps where he's not attacking him. Dan is starting to close back up on Sam once again. So it's been a great race so far, it really has. There is Sam, there is Dan, there is Jamie. That's 6th, 7th and 8th. As first of the leaders blinks, it is Dean Barry from 2nd position. Expect the Ferraris to come in on the next lap because they will be wanting to respond. The undercut can happen round here. But well, that's interesting. He's gone on to a set of soft tyres as Dean, so he will be stopping again. We're on lap 26, so possibly a 2-stop strategy here for that Mercedes. Where does he come out? He'll come out in 5th position, not far behind his teammate who's in that fight with Stephen. So we looks like we could be having a bit of a split strategy here. Is this why Anthony Bauer was pacing himself at various points so far in this race? Is he going to try and stretch this out into a one-stop strategy? As Arthur Bowler continues his fight back through the field, he gets past Matt Anderson now up into 11th position. And there's another retirement. And Wellington is out of the race. And Wellington out of the race. He has spun it 8 turn. I'm going to see where it is. I think he's spun it coming out of turn 4. And Wellington is out of the race. We've got another virtual safety car. That's our third. And yes, there we can see it. He has spun it coming out of turn 4. So the virtual safety car shouldn't be around for too long. Bad timing in a way for Dean. And if Anthony Bauer can get some pits now, he has gone past the pits. I was going to say, it could have worked out very, very well for him. But Stephen Harrison now is up into 3rd place, and he is pitting. But it is bad timing because the virtual safety car now has come to an end. So, I'm surprised they didn't pit Anthony Bauer there. I really am, because he would have got that pit stop done in half the amount of time, and he would have definitely maintained the lead. But at the moment, Anthony Bauer leads from Patrick. Here is Patrick Orozco in the Renault. He is 2nd now after the pit stops. And he again is just driving such a mature, clean race. We saw it in Germany. Had a great pass on Dean in the rain in Germany to take that 2nd place. Held it to the flag. Here he started 3rd. He's been running 3rd all along. He's currently up to 2nd after the pit stop of Dean. Now, is the Ferrari of Anthony Bauer going to pit? No, he's not. Now, that's interesting. Maybe, I think this is telling me he might be going for a one-stopper here, because now Dean is definitely close enough that he's not going to maintain the lead, Anthony, when he pits. So, I think this is telling me that they have either switched, or maybe it was the plan all along, to go for a one-stop strategy. Dean is going to have the pace. And look at this, Jamie Keats is past Dan Blackwell. He's done it once again into turn 12. As Dean says, fastest lap of the race. Country mile quicker than anyone else. But Jamie Keats maintains his brilliant start to this race as Sam Congery pitched from what was 4th place. So Jamie Keats from the back of the grid, can you believe it, is in 4th place in that Haas. And Haas at the moment, they need these points with Racing Point looking like they're not going to get many points today. They're currently 9th and 14th. But with Renault having a strong day, looking like another possible podium for Patrick, they need these points to keep up with Renault in the Constructors' Championship. They're already 17 points behind them. They need to get some points on the board. Gareth currently in 16th place, getting 5 points for them. So all in all, this is a good day so far for Jamie Keats and that Haas. Dan will be, I think, more surprised than anyone to see just how easily he got past him there. It's held him up for a few laps. And yes, Anthony Bauer is going on again. So he's now on to his 29th lap. Patrick as well is going on here. So how long is he going to stay out in that Renault? Looks like he's turned his engine up here, so possibly could be preparing for a pit stop. He's 12 seconds off the lead now. And he's just over 7 seconds in front of Dean Barry. So let's have a look. I'm going to see if I can get Anthony Waddington in for an interview there to hear what happened, because he was running well in 4th place. I think he was disappointed. He was having such a strong race. So, meantime, Joe Newman pits. He was running 10th in the Toro Rosso. Don't forget, he said he only felt like he was going to be '12th. Is what he was aiming for. Well, he was running in the top 10. So, Joe Newman now comes out in 14th place behind Ollie. So, Anthony Bauer now leads by 13 seconds. He's really pushing hard here as Anthony Bauer at the moment. He is 13 seconds clear of Patrick, who's now less than 4 seconds clear of Dean Barry. So Dean really pushing hard. Oh, and that's Dean spun. Dean nearly lost it in turn 4. He nearly made the same mistake as his teammate, and he has connected with the wall. And Dean Barry's all fallen apart. He's got a lot of front wing damage. It has all fallen apart for Mercedes, and Waddington has retired from the race, and now Dean Barry's broken his front wing. Anthony Waddington is joining me. And can you just make sure your audio is included, please, so everyone can hear you on the stream?
Yeah, it's me.
You must be disappointed, mate. You were running well up in 4th place. You had a cracking start. What happened? I think you spun at turn 4, didn't you?
Yeah, like you said, good start. I was battling the Steve for the majority of the first spin, and I just lost in dirty air behind the but tried to correct it, but time I did, car was already into barrier.
We've just seen your teammate do exactly the same thing. I don't know if you're still on the stream, but your teammates have done exactly the same thing after an early stop, so it must be a little bit slippery out there. Well, you've had... Yeah, Dean's, he's in exactly the same spot. He's broken his front wing.
Oh dear.
He's had to make another stop. Dropping into 6th. Yeah. So, we must be disappointed with that. I mean, you're 4th in the championship at the moment. Yeah, because you were looking strong for possibly even a podium here today.
Yeah, I'll know for next time. Be more cautious.
Yeah, unlucky, mate. Belgium next. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, good. Well, very unlucky, mate. Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries, mate.
And I will speak to you again soon, mate. You take
See you
care.
later. You too, mate.
See you later. Right, so meanwhile, we've seen Dean now make another stop. He is come out in 8th position in Mercedes. Thanks to Ant Waddington there for joining us. It's great to have these driver and manager inputs through the streams. It's absolutely great. And also, the other things that's changed here is Anthony Bauer has stopped, so has Patrick. They both stopped on the same lap, and they maintain their 1-2 position. 3rd place is Jamie Keats now in the Haas. Can you believe it? Up to 3rd with the Haas. What a race he's having. Dan Blackwell's up to 4th, and he now has his championship rival homing in on him. This should be a great battle to watch. Dan Blackwell is currently 4th, and 5th is Stephen Harrison. As it stands, he'll be snatching a point back from his teammate. Also, with Sam has made a stop as well. He's in 8th position. So both Mercedes out of, well, one Mercedes out, the other one made a mistake at turn 4. But this should be the battle to watch now. Dan Blackwell, 2nd in the championship, and right behind him, current world championship leader Stephen Harrison. Jamie Callan as well as just gone past Sam's moving to 7th place. So Dean is starting to close up on these after his 3rd stop. But look at this. Stephen getting very close indeed there. Stan thought about a move up the inside of turn 12, but not quite close enough. This is going to be such a great battle to watch. The World Championship leaders going at it wheel to wheel now. I can't help thinking that Ferrari's going to be better in a straight line, and he's going to have better traction on much fresher tyres. There's nothing Dan can do. Stephen Harrison losing to 4th place. Dan's thinking about a move back down the inside, but can't quite make it stick. So Stephen Harrison up into 4th place. His next target is Jamie Keats in 3rd place. Don't forget, he stopped on lap 1, changed his front wing, started at the back anyway, so it didn't cost him too much time. And now he's up into 3rd place. There's a yellow flag, there's a Williams off. That's Callum off the track. Not sure if he's made contact with anyone, but there is damage. Look at that, the whole right-hand side of that front wing has gone. So he's going to have to make probably earlier stop than he would have liked. Not quite at half distance. He started on those harder tyres. And now Callum Harris going to have to pit. Luckily for him, not too far away. Oh, and he's run wide, just about put it back into the pits in time. So Callum Harris, running 13th at the time, is in the pits. Penalty for him for speeding in the pit lane as well. So here is Patrick Orozco. What can you say about this fella? 2nd in Germany with a fine drive in the rain, and he's in 2nd again and looking strong. His nearest competitor, you'd have to say, is Dean, but he's going to have to stop again on those soft tyres. Patrick's on the hards, and I think probably can make it to the end quite comfortably, as now Stephen gets past Jamie. So the manager there, Michael Booker, will definitely be orchestrating that quite well, and it's worked out well. Stephen Harrison now up into 3rd place, and he's made a stop as well, so he could yet challenge Patrick, who's having another fine afternoon, evening's racing here, in 2nd place, as I said. So potential Ferrari 1-2 here, and what are Ferrari going to do with that? That could be why Anthony Bauer pushing as hard as he is at the moment, get a bit of a gap, because of course he closed the gap in the World Championship, as I said earlier, to 36 points behind his teammate. At the moment, as things stand, if the race was to end now, he'll be taking another 7 points off his teammate, because of course he got the extra point for pole position. So he'll be taking another 7 points off his teammate. Even if Stephen can take 2nd place, he'll still be taking 5 points off his teammate. Surely here Ferrari aren't going to be in the position yet to enforce team orders. We heard that from Joe Allen earlier, that they would ask Jamie Callan to move out of the way. away for his teammate to help him in the championship. Ferrari don't have that luxury at the moment of asking one of their drivers to move out of the way. Dean sets fastest lap of the race. He is in 6th position. So unlucky for Mercedes. Same corner 2 laps in a row. Their 2 cars spin. And Waddington out of the race, of course.